Protea has everything that you would want in a Warframe. She has insane survivability with her first ability. She has insane damage with her second ability being her turrets. And she literally prints out health orbs, energy orbs, and ammo with her third ability. And you can have a lot of fun with her fourth ability, but me personally, I put Roar over top of that instead. But this is where she gets interesting with her passive. Because of every fourth ability that you cast, you get 100% extra ability strength. And we're going to do some funny stuff with this with Roar. Before we can even jump into a mission, there's something that you have to do. We're going to go to your settings and controller settings, and under gameplay we're going to click on invert, tap, hold. We're going to go down to Protea and put her on inverted. This is because by default her first ability, which is our survivability, you have to hold it to actually cast your shield satellite drones, which these things regenerate your shields as soon as they break. You don't have to do this, it's a personal preference for me. It's just much easier just to tap your survivability instead of hold for it. So once we jump in mission, the first thing I do is click that first ability, get those shield drones going. I then hit my third ability so that way I can start putting out energy orbs and things. Then I click one of my turrets. This way it fills my passive bar all the way, so my next ability cast will be 100% extra strength. And this is when I'll use Roar, because for the full duration of that Roar, it'll have the extra ability strength, making Roar even more powerful. In the community, this is called snapshotting, basically taking a picture of my ability strength at the time of casting Roar to have that benefit for its full duration. Now, if you want to get a little bit more fancy, if you have the Matterized school for your operator, before you cast Roar, enter your operator form and just do a void sling teleport thing twice, because there's two abilities called chain sling and sling strength. So if you teleport twice, you'll get extra 40% ability strength on your next Warframe ability cast. And even though it says 20 seconds, it's taking a snapshot at the time of when you cast Roar, so you have this extra strength the full duration of your Roar. And then from there, Protea is very easy to use. Just keep your turrets going. You can put out 3 turrets. So I try to look at my passive bar and time it out, or I'm using a turret at the 100% when my Roar still has a duration left. I don't really need the extra strength on my first ability or third ability, so I time it out with my turrets to juice them out for even more damage. But what's really cool about Roar and your turrets is the fact that your turrets are actually heat damage, and Roar functions as a faction mod. If you don't know, faction mods have a really cool interaction with heat. Basically, not only is the initial hit extra damage from Roar, but every single tick of that fire also gets buffed by Roar as well. And to juice this out even more, we're going to use Arcane Vitality, the mod on your Warframe, to double the heat damage you get from your turrets. Now, if you want to take it another level, this is optional, but you can do something called Heat Inherit. So this really cool thing happens in Warframe. Basically, whatever started the fire is really what matters. So for example, I have Epitaph Prime. I have Prime Heated Charge for extra 165% heat damage. I even have Scorch for 60 more percent. To make the numbers go even higher, if you have a Bane mod on the secondary, that multiplier will go into this math as well. So these multipliers will apply to the heat ticks as long as I apply this heat first before my turret's heat. This will really only matter for super high level enemies. It is pretty much overkill and you really don't have to worry about it. But another cool thing that happens from this is if you have secondary fortifier on the secondary, this arcane gives you overguard if you damage enemies with overguard. If your secondary with heat starts the fire, you have secondary fortifier on, as a turret's heats procs damage that enemy, it's as if my turret itself has secondary fortifier on. This Protea build really takes advantage of a lot of different forms of snapshotting. You're basically snapshotting the heat damage from your secondary into your turrets, but it's only the heat ticks that benefit from this heat inherit. But another form of snapshotting is the arcane concentration. Every single time you cast your ability, you have 60% extra ability duration for 3 seconds. So even though it's 3 seconds, the extra 60% duration is snapshotted into any of your abilities that you use. And Protea is all about duration. Pretty much all of our abilities need high duration. And the most important one is the turret, because the longer it's out, the more damage it does. Because every single hit you do with your turret, you'll see a multiplier increase for more damage. So the longer it's out, the more damage your turrets will do. So this arcane is huge. You could use whatever other arcane you want. I have both augmented for even more strength for the longer missions. But here's the full build for my Protea. You could use whatever aura mod you want. I have corrosive projection just for extra armor strip, because the heat damage from my turrets is only stripping 50% of the armor. So this helps if I'm going to even higher level enemies. You can use whatever mod you would like in your Exilus slot. I just have power drift for the extra strength. Already mentioned earlier, I have Archon Vitality to double that heat damage. This mod is not leveled at all. That way I can have all the rest of my mods at a higher level with less forma, because I really don't need more health because of how good her first ability with her shield satellite drones are. But sometimes those drones have like a slight delay, or maybe you don't walk over them properly. So I do have rolling guard just for those moments where I look to my shield, it's not coming back yet. I'm like, what's going on? I can dodge and have a few seconds of invulnerability to get my shield satellites going again. I am using Umbral Intensify. Some people might want to use Precision Intensify because they see my Roar, my 4th ability. I'd rather have that extra strength for my turrets, not just for Roar. I have Prime Flow for the energy, Stretch for the range. The more range you have, the further your turrets can hit. The more hits they'll get, the higher multiplier it will go. Then we have Blind Rage for the extra strength. We're losing a bit of efficiency. We have Streamline to help with that a little bit. And plus, with her 3rd ability pumping out the energy orbs, it's not that big of a deal. And then we have Prime Continuity, the extra duration. Again, duration is huge for Protea. For the Archon shards, I have a Tauforge Violet shard, which is basically like a equilibrium. So as I'm picking up those health orbs, energy orbs, it's all feeding back into my energy. I prefer to have this Tauforge yellow for the extra 45% energy at the start of the mission. It just helps me get my whole rotation going. Tap my 1, pop my 3, get my turret, cast Roar. I can get all my abilities going at the start of the mission because of this. And Prime Flow. I have a casting speed one. It just makes it way more comfortable. Just be able to spam those turrets way faster. Then I have 2 Tauforge Reds for extra duration, because again, duration is huge for her. I want more duration so my turrets are out there longer, so they get the multipliers higher. Now you might be wondering where to get some of these mods, some of these arcanes. Some videos just let you know what they are and then don't tell you where to get them. I'm gonna kind of go through some of these more rare ones. That way you have an idea where to get them without having to look at the wiki for everything. So to get these cool Archon mods, you'll have to actually beat the New War and the Veilbreaker quest. You can do these weekly missions. They're called call missions. I'll be at the Drifters camp, and each mod will cost 40 of the currency from these missions. If you didn't know, any of the Prime mods are from Barrow Katir. He shows up every other Friday. RNG of which one you will have. Any of these mods, you could trade other players for them if you don't want to wait for Barrow to have it or grind the call missions. You can just type these in on the Warframe market and just buy them from another player for not that much plat. The Molt Augmented Arcane, you probably already know where that's at. That's at the Zeramin. You can get that from Cavalero. You will have to be at rank 5, and it will cost 10,000 rep for each one of these arcanes. You'll need 21 to max it out. And for Arcane Concentration, which is really huge for Protea, you get this from Rose at the Cathedral. You find this at Sanctum Amatomica. These will only cost 5 Maffica each. The secondary fortifier one, which is one for the secondary weapon that helps you steal overguard. This will be the more tedious one to get. You'll have to grind the Ascension mission, which you unlock after the Jade Shadows quest, which is the whole elevator thing. But these were also added to Nightcap at Fortuna, where you get Noko, that whole mushroom grind thing. You can also get those from there as well. And normally Ordis is found at the Drifters camp, same place to go to for the Archon mods. At the time of them making this video, it is Belly the Beast, which is a whole event about this whole elevator ascension thing, so Ordis location is different at the relay on Mercury. I think Protea is an underrated Warframe. I know Warframe's creative director, Reb, this isn't, I think, her top 3, top 5. It's personally one of my favorites just because it has a whole package, survivability, energy, damage, and the skin I have on this looks pretty freaking sleek. Hopefully by watching this video, you understand how to play her a little bit better and how to abuse some cool mechanics like Snapshotting and Heat Inherit. So to start that mission, throw your 1 for survivability, throw your 3 for energy, throw a turret, passive will be at 100%, pop Roar. If you want to spice it up before you pop Roar, you can enter your operator on Matarai, teleport twice, and your turrets will be doing some insane damage. And then from there, it's just pretty much watching the timers and all of your abilities. You have 3 turrets up at a time, which is really a super easy Warframe to use, but also like mentally stimulating with all the things you can watch to optimize it a little bit more. So hopefully now you know how to play Protea, and hopefully you enjoy this build. I'm thinking about covering a Titania build next. My previous Warframe made easy video was Wisp. You can check that out right there. So thanks for watching the video, and I guess I'll see you in the next one.